Hi, I'm KV, and this is the moon phase report for Sagittarius. Okay, so this has basically been like a very home-based, focused time of mass confusion. like, you probably haven't really felt really safe on the home front, or there's been lots of changes on the home front, or this can also relate to something like you've been discovering things about yourself that you're not really comfortable with, or that you are seeing need like some tweaking or upgrading, or there's things that you're realizing that aren't really true examples of who you are or how you want to be seen. And this is going to be a time of where you're just kind of seeing those things more clearly. And even though Mercury's retrograde, it's still kind of helping you go more inward to this kind of home-based childhood times place of really kind of going in to work on some repairs that you know need to take place for you to be able to I'm listening to something outside. That's what's distracting me. I'm like, is that a helicopter? But so you know that you're kind of coming to the awakening that you have to deal with these things now because they will affect your future growth, and it's take care of them now or have even more things to take care of later. So there might be some things that are literally going on in your home and within your house. All this stuff with water, it could somehow be related to water because there's so much water down there in your basement right now. And it's basically just kind of, if you think of like the no boundaries thing, it's in this form of no boundaries so that it is easier for you to accept and look at. Because maybe at another time you'd be like, I don't want to see that, I don't need to know that, I don't need to think about that. And now because it's so much water with no boundaries, you are kind of like, can't not look at it, you know, and just know like, this is something. You know, and also because all that Pisces is down there, it's making you more sensitive now to some just changes in frequency that are having you a little confused and maybe not feeling so stable, because this is the house that where you most want stability. And with all this water, and then with it being in Pisces, and then with Mercury retrograde, and see Jupiter is squaring that Mercury in retrograde. And if you remember from the Jupiter writings, that's coming out of your house of with relationships with others. So this could also be tying into somebody that you're close to, is kind of causing you a lot of mental confusion and anguish. There's just something that's not clear right now. And what ultimately this is teaching you is to go within and get silent and kind of feel the answers out through your own body. Like realizing your body is speaking to you. It's just a matter of if you want to listen, you know. We always have that choice. But one of the messages of all of this Pisces energy down there is for you to feel like the subtle changes, or the pick up on the little things that like, and that something's a little off, and then also use your own meditative space time to go within and, you know, maybe connect with your guides. What do you got going on with guides? Yeah, totally. That's exactly what it is. So it's really about you getting quiet enough to make the space to reach that 0 point of nothing, so that other messages and other intuitional hunches can come through to you and help you understand what is going on, what needs to be talked about, what needs to be brought up, what needs to be you know, burst like a boil, you know, so it might not be the prettiest thing once it is addressed, but it's something that needs to be addressed because it relates to such a deep core part of who you are. And this should mean something to you. So this new moon, I would really use some affirmations of like using the I am, healing, or addressing any childhood wounds or conditioning that I need to face as I let it go and make way for the real me to shine through. Or something like, I am growing more stable on my home front as I address issues that come up when they come up, and not hide them, or not want to bring them up, or not want to deal with them. So during this new moon, March 11, you're going to want to just like really visualize, make some big mission statements about kind of healing this area and working through it, and kind of working with spirit to help you communicate what you need to help address what you need to help you see what you need to. Even like imagining that you have these helpers with you, you know, kind of giving you strength with whatever this is that you need to repair down there before you can move forward. Because what's really cool is you are getting in a little bit of a way. There's still other planets that are going to sit down there for a while. One relates to your wound, and the other one relates to your kind of spiritual nature and connecting to spirit. So those are going to stay for a while. But the personal planets are going to be moving into your 5th house, which everybody loves when planets move into your 5th house. And so Mars, the next day after the new moon, Mars is going to be going into Aries, and it's going to go right into your 5th house, and then there's going to be a much more fresh rebirth kind of feelings within your creativity, with your love nature, with being able to express feeling really happy about life. And children, if there's anything going on around children the next month and even further, at least a month, 420, where are we? Yeah, at least a month. You're going to have some planets sitting right there that are going to help you, you know, focus into feeling more joy in your life and feeling happier. But you have to realize that you're doing all this work right now to get to that point. So you can't just sit here and be like, well, I'm going to wait for a couple weeks. Like, the bonus you'll get is because of what you're dealing with now. And this stuff has to be addressed. Otherwise, it's going to like steal energy and life force that you need to keep forward and keep going. So, but yeah, you can do it. And it's only going to feel better when you do this job. It's like any house cleaning job. It's like it's that closet. You know, I wrote this like a decade ago and I loved it, but you know, it's like cleaning out that closet. And like when you get really stoked and excited and you're going to do this job, and then you start doing it and you start pulling all these things out, and then the whole room is a mess because everything that comes out has to be organized and dealt with. And then you're like, why did I even do this? And then you want to give up and push it back in there, and you know, forget about the whole idea to clean out the closet. But in the long run, the middle part isn't the best, but the first part isn't good at all. So you got to get to the last part, the clean, the organized order. So you got to do that middle part no matter how much comes out that you don't really want to see or deal with. But in the long run, you're going to feel awesome because you do. So believe me on this. I got your back on this. It's going to get better. And when Mercury goes direct, it'll come into that square with Jupiter again, and then it'll be especially a lot easier to be like really being able to address these things so that they do have a catapulting way of like having even better benefits in your life because you've cleaned house and addressed what needs to be talked about and dealt with in order to move forward with some of the people closest in your life. So, okay, I'm going to stop there. So in 2 weeks time, I'm going to see you again for the full moon, and this is when we are going to move into a much more fun house of laughter and play and creativity galore. Like, you have so much creativity that's about to burst out of you, and it's going to feel really great, and spring is going to be this reborn, awesome, wonderful feeling for you, but you got to do the work now. And connect with spirit as much as you can, because you will be guided on what you need to say, what you need to do next. You have these partners in crime here that can assist you all the way, so you don't need to think that you're really alone in this. But you do need to spend more time in meditation, in quiet, in kind of seeing what else is in there that you can't really see with the visible eye. Okay, you have a beautiful day. I'll see you soon.